there's this new product that I saw on the internet the other day that I laughed at, and at the same time had a piece of my heart that was like, finally someone has come out with this technology. This is great. It's called the Knee Defender, right? And it's this $20 bit of plastic you can buy that you wedge into an airline seat in front of you that will stop somebody from reclining their seat back onto your knees. And there's all these wars waging out on different airlines. Like, I've read these articles of people coming to Stoushes because people have bought them and wedged the seat in front of them to stop the knee fucking problem. And the dude in front's like, it's my right to recline my seat. And the dude in back is like, you know, and we're all pretty long-legged people here, so we're probably on the side of people that have copped somebody that's reclined on a plane and whacked your legs. Like, if you had that experience where you've been...
it doesn't bother me too much, but I've been on a plane with you. It bothers you.
Oh, it annoys the shit out of me.
I find it more the, you know, like the actual seat coming down into your face. You've got the tray there. If you want to like read, you've just got this thing right in your face. That's what I find more so than the
fully,
legs.
yeah. That's it. That's the thing. Right. Yeah. So you basically wedge it in, and
that's so fucking cunty, man.
You think that's really a cunty act? Or do you?
No, I do.
Easier just to go to somebody.
So this is the moment I've been waiting for. It's like, okay, so where do we all stand on this?
Well,
is it too hard to go up to somebody and say, "Hey, excuse me, do you mind? My legs are getting crushed here. Can you just move your seat a little bit, please?"
Totally.
Rather than going,
that's definitely the better option. I think that thing is ridiculous.
To you, I'm going to be a cunt to you.
No, I think that thing is ridiculous.
It is probably going a step too far, but there are some people that really don't like confrontation. Like, I hate having to be put into a position where I have to get up and talk to fucking Mr. Douchebags that's sitting in front of me and say, put myself out there and go, dude, do you mind if you don't? Like, I become the fucking guy that's got a problem.
So are you a non-recliner then?
I'm a total non-recliner. Now, I'm having said this, I'm saying this having never travelled internationally. I've never flown a plane outside of Australia. I've only done trips from Sydney. The longest one I've done is Sydney to Melbourne. So that's easy to not recline on. And that's probably where my issue comes as well, is that, dude, it's a fucking 1.5 hour flight. You need to recline. Oh, you're so fucking tired at 1 o'clock in the afternoon that you need to recline your fucking seat for this fucking 90-minute flight. Now, if it was to Hawaii or somewhere like that, then maybe I could understand reclining, and I probably want to recline myself. But when it's such a short flight, that's a bit much. Like, come on. And there's dudes that, you know, they get on the flight and before they've even settled in, it's just boom. I'm back in my chair. Deal. You know, just deal.
Yeah, like even as people in the row behind are trying to get into their seats, it's like, just go around. Like,
they're trying to get you know, diabetes medicine sorted on your tray, and he's like, just deal with it, buddy. You know, I'm gonna make you stand up and ask me not to do this. Like, and this is that clip thing is a way for them just to stop it in its tracks. Now, is it
so can I just ask, where have these been used? Is it been in America?
Oh yeah, it's been in the States.
Seems the obvious place where it would be. Of course, it's an American thing, right?
I'm pretty sure they're not international flights; they're domestic flights. So if it was a international flight, there'd probably be like ways that they could go. So you just can't even have that on the plane.
I would lose my shit if someone asked me to sit on a long haul flight
without reclining.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, when
being reasonable, and look, you know.
I mean,
recline.
Yeah, that'd be great, man. Cheers.
But you know, you can't be a cunt about it either. No, and like you're saying, like you don't want confrontation, right? Mm. How's the confrontation going to be once you put those things in, and then they realise they can't fucking recline, and then they stand up and see these things? They're just going to go, "Oh, fuck you, mate, doof."
I think the whole idea is just off its guts.
I don't know. Is the seatage that you get on economy in domestic flight in Australia, is that essentially the same as domestic on an international flight? So it's the same amount of space you're dealing with on a long flight. Well, in that case, I guess that you're going to have to recline.
When you're reclined and the person in front of you is reclined, it's not too bad. But
and just picture it, like you're trying to recline your seat. And the person next to you is able to recline, and you can't do yours. And you're like, what the fuck? You just
drive you nuts, wouldn't it? Oh my god, can you imagine though? Like, I just put myself in the position. I could never do that to someone. Like, I could never. No, that's just not right. But what you were saying is, I think is exactly right. It's like if because I'm a bit longer, so maybe I've like reclined as well, and because only long people recline. I don't know what I'm talking about. No, but I have reclined, and if someone came to me and said, "Oh, look, I'm really sorry, you're actually just like going on my knees a bit. Is there any chance you could go a bit forward?" I'd be like, "For sure." Like, I wouldn't want to go like all the way upright, but if someone just went, "Oh, if you just go this much, then it's cool." Like, who's going to have a problem with that? Like,
I guess, it's
talk to your fellow man.
It's a case of that's gone crazy. We're getting to the point where you can't stand up and just go, "Hey, dude, do you mind?" And you're buying a product that will physically stop somebody doing it. But I got to admit, the first time I saw the picture of those shit, I was like, finally,
really?
Fucking bastards! I can do something about this. Like,
So you have had like an ongoing problem with this? Like, it's really bothered you?
It does. It annoys me. It does. It totally does.
Because have you had that yourself? That experience? No. It's not anything that's really bothered me.
I've gone to. Admittedly, I'm pretty sure it was with like business class mostly, but I've went to Hong Kong and shit and back a few times.
On my flight over to...
It wasn't too bad. And I can't say it was a massive issue for me personally. On domestic flights, I've seen it, and it does piss you off when you've got your tray down. That pisses you off. It kind of like gives you less room. But overall,
it's not anything that's big.
It's a nitpick. It's a nitpick.
I did have one brutal experience when I went to Germany. The second leg of the flight from Kuala Lumpur to Germany, which is a massive flight. I think it's something like 14 and 10 hours, something like that. So like like epic flight, and then like an hour and a half stopover in the middle, and you run into your little smoking cubicle,
right?
Like the one little room in the airport, and you're in there, and it's just like rank with smoke. Fully just walking in there,
just this box of death.
But then when I got back on the plane on the second leg, this dude came and sat next to me, and like if there's my arm,
this is another issue.
He's this far over, so like there's my arm. I'm like this, and he's like this, and he's wearing like this like sort of shiny jacket.
Oh no!
And it was weird too because he was actually quite short, but just really wide. It just sort of went out like that. And he kind of, I asked him where he was from. He said Macedonia.
Oh, right.
And I feel so bad saying he smelled like he'd been eating some sort of spicy sausage. I don't know what it was. There was some spice or something that I was smelling that I was just kind of going like, that's not in anything that I eat.
Mr. fucking over fucking use my armrest space. Is part of the reason why I really am hesitant to go to the cinemas these days. Like fucking, oh man, I've had real. It is bad.
It's not that bad.
Are we really going to not talk about the last time we went to the fucking cinemas?
That was bad.
Holy shit,
that was bad.
It was so bad. We went and saw
what was it?
Edge of Tomorrow. Is that the name of it? The Tom Cruise one.
That?
I love the movie. Awesome movie.
I really wanted to see that at the cinema.
Heaps cool.
Really good concept. It's like what I heard that was really good about it.
It's like Groundhog Day with like futuristic fucking mech warriors. That's basically what it is. It's super cool, and Tom Cruise is really good in it, and it's really well paced. The CGI in it's fucking mad. It's one of those movies that gets me to the cinema. You know?
Yeah, for sure. That's one that I definitely wanted to see.
I want to see those kind of movies on the big screen and have the big loud experience at seeing it at the movies. There's this whole family that had gone to the cinema.
It was a whole family.
It was. How would you excuse it? Yeah, it was a whole family of people, and
there was a pretty small theatre too. Let's say that it was a small theatre.
Yeah. And there was
many seats.
the usual candidates of things that annoy me at the cinema, like the Mr. Over loud popcorn eater. Like, you know, it's like, dude. Yeah. And then over
laughing
here
at the ads.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ads. I'm like, man, it's a fucking ad. You've seen it fucking 20 times on TV, and you're gonna chuckle because you haven't been able to.
He bought a Jeep.
Oh my god, that fucking ad. Oh my god,
It's a
I will
grand
never in
campaign.
my entire life buy a Jeep.
I know.
Just because of that.
It's like an
ad.
anti ad, isn't it? Like
I never realised I was anti-Jeep until I fucking heard that ad.
Now is the time to unleash your life force. Good thing I bought a Jeep.
The
ovation guitar. Oh man. But yeah, the over laughing at the ads. But then over this side is just in one row ahead of me is Mr. fucking brightest mobile phone screen ever fucking used.
It's more
constantly just scrolling Facebook, just checking Twitter. You know, in the middle of the movie starting, man, and the screen is 10 times less bright than your screen on your mobile phone. My eye's naturally gonna want to be attracted to your phone. Like, just turn it off. Of course, there's been those ads. Everyone turn your mobile phone off. Think of others. People don't give a fuck.
They don't care.
They don't give a fuck. But anyway, so we're getting into the movie, and I'm able to get past Mr. Popcorn and Mr. Mobile Phone, and fucking then we start to realise. Like, the first that I realised that this guy had fallen asleep in the movie was that he does this, like, noise that people only make when they're asleep and they get woken up really quickly. So he's like, I saw him, he was, like, out on his chair.
Were you watching him?
And something loud happens in the movie and he's like... he fully made that noise, like... I'm like, what the hell? And I looked over and like the whole family's like just acting like this. They're just at home and Dad's fallen asleep on the couch and this is what he does. Oh, Dad. Oh, silly Dad. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Fucking $18 to sit here and I gotta listen to that.
And then the movie got so loud that I couldn't hear him. So I'm like, fine, whatever.
So was he doing this like a number of times?
He then got to sleep hard and was like snoring hard and like
it wasn't like a little bit of snoring. It was like
ripping carpet, you know, like it was. Oh man! Now that is an exception to the rule. That doesn't happen every time I go to the cinemas, but it does make me just pick my battles. It makes me go, okay, this movie better be fucking pretty awesome, because you know we've all got pretty good, you know, home entertainment systems now. You know, big screen TVs, plasmas and stuff are pretty cheap. Yeah. You know, you can get a lot of good high quality content downloaded this way, you know, legitimately. You can buy it on iTunes and watch it, you know, not long after it's come out in the cinemas these days. So it's making it hard to justify, you know, that experience. I love IMAX still. There's still some movies that, like, I went and saw Tron at IMAX, which was fucking so good.
Was it 3D?
Yeah, Tron 3D, yeah. And it was like...
I saw Gravity.
The edges of the screen at the IMAX are that far off that the 3D is fully immersive. Oh, wow. You know what I mean? Like, did you see Gravity 3D at IMAX?
Yeah. The Sandra Bullock one. Yeah. And that would have been an awesome movie.
That was great. So it was at the Fox Studios, like the entertainment quarter hoist there. And they had an IMAX screen. Do you go, oh, listen, man, come on, we like specifically got here early and registered, but we didn't really get there early. We got there early because we were having a fucking meal. So you know, like I know, but this is the thing.
System does not work.
No, I know that
the system does not work sometimes. Like, there's a system in place where I pick my fucking seats, you know, and I just want to walk up and sit in them.
I know.
You know,
I know. Yeah, but then it comes back. But then it comes back to the same question. It's like we were able to sit just next to them, so we're slightly off center. And for the first like 30 seconds, I was like, I'm fucking slightly off center. It was like 2 seats over. I'm still there going, it's not straight. It's not straight. And there was even seats like directly in front of them. But I just, you know, we sort of walked in and went, let's just sit here. Like, as you do. But that's the thing. That's what you do, isn't it?